It's 2 in a row, meaning terrible losses for the Red Sox. It's 3 losses in a row.
That's right.
But it's 2 brutal ones back-to-back that I think followed a pretty familiar script in terms of the Red Sox being in it, having the lead, blowing it, falling apart late in the game. They wind up losing 9-5 to the Angels, a terrible Angels team who they've now dropped 3 out of 4 of, on the heels of dropping 2 out of 3 to the San Francisco Giants. And it was a walk fest last night, Keefe. Walker P. Euler, 7 walks last night.
7 walks.
A career high.
Yeah, free passes.
7!
The overall pitching staff had 11. Cora got ejected again.
Sure did.
Jarren Duran ran into an out.
He giveth and he taketh away.
Stupidly.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, yeah.
Like this, they couldn't come through in clutch hitting spots again. And you just look at this team. Abreu ran into an out early on in the game that took away from a big inning. You look at this team and you go, they are teetering. And I believed in them after the Devers trade. I still like the Devers trade, but I can look at it and acknowledge you better figure it out and figure it out quick, because the warning signs are there that this team's going to go into a full-blown sell mode at the trade deadline.
All right, I've given this a lot of thought.
Okay.
I never want to see Walker Buehler pitch for the Red Sox again. I was wrong about this guy. I thought he was a good signing. I was like, this will help your rotation. You're getting guys better than, Houck and Crawford, which, again, we haven't seen Crawford, and Houck's hurt.
We can officially...
Terrible, so maybe he still is, but I'm done.
We can officially put this on the bad list of Craig Breslow trades?
It was a bad Breslow decision. It's a bad Breslow move.
I'm the Breslow guy.
Stinks.
I'm the Breslow guy, and I will put this on the bad Breslow move. This one doesn't work out very well. He does... Some would say PU. He stinks.
Yeah, you have tried to get that going. The team has lost 5 of his last 6 starts. Right? So, his record is 5-5 because he didn't even take the loss last night. Whitlock took the loss.
How'd they get the win?
They beat Tampa 4-3 somehow.
Nice.
He went 7 and 3 runs. But this start, 4 runs. You mentioned all the walks. He allowed 5 earned runs right off the rip, too. You have a good start to the game, then you're like, no, you're take it back. The Seattle game, he allowed 8 runs and 3 1/3. That was the last time we saw him. He had another game in there against the Yankees where he went 2, where he allowed 7 runs.
Okay.
Then he gave up 10 hits in a game against the Braves. The guy is brutal. And that's not their only problem, clearly, right? He only starts once every 5th day. Some of the base running issues we see all the time, the defensive miscues we've seen all the time. They can't get out of their own way. I mean... And you could probably say this about most 500 teams. I don't watch every single game from the, Mariners or whatever, but I'm sure it's a lot of the same stuff where you watch them certain games, certain innings, certain moments. You're like, oh, this team looks pretty good. That man might be able to go on a run. And then you watch them another time, you're like, oh, yeah, this is why they're 40-40. Jarren Duran, the perfect example of it. The way he got to second base
was awesome.
Was fantastic. Classic Jarren Duran.
Rips it down the right field line, beats it out to second base.
Hits the glove of the first baseman.
Yep.
And then he goes and takes second. And you're like, he's doing the little stupid film thing that they do on the bag. He's looking around.
He still overslid second. Did you notice that?
Of course.
Still overslid second.
He's going in
whatever.
too hot. You can't slow him. He's going in way too hot.
And so you're like, all right, Duran, here we go. Let's make up for it. Here we go, guys.
We got duck on the pond.
Duck on the pond. Here we go.
And then he's like, the ball's hit right at me. Let me stare at it for a minute. And then late break to third. And then just get thrown out.
Can I ask you, would that work in Little League? Probably.
Staring at it like that?
Yeah, well, just kind of standing right in front of it
the...
until the last second to throw off the fielder behind you. I think that works in Little League.
Yeah, I mean, not Goffstown Little League. That's a good Little League. Those are good players there. But
what
other
about
Little Leagues?
What about with the popcorn butter all over their hands? That's
they might boot the ball, but they're going to field it cleanly,
okay,
if nothing else.
All right.
Yeah, so then that was bad, and then he gets thrown out, and then it's a double play, and then I understand the rule. You can't block the bags. That's what Cora was upset about, because that all led to Cora then getting thrown out, which I thought they were going to have a better chance of coming back and winning that game because they're fantastic. Cora missed the game for graduation. They won that game. He got thrown out in the second inning the day after that. They won that game. I was like, all right, they're down 1. Cora's out of the game. Maybe they'll win. And they immediately tied the game on a story bomb. And then it was then the wheels fell.
Well, if we're being fair.
Then the overworked bullpen.
Trust me, I had the tweet in the holster. If we're being fair, the moves and decisions Vasquez made kind of blew up on him last night. The back-to-back bunts, Hamilton laid one down and beat it out for a single. Then Duran, and they were both pretty crummy bunts, I thought.
But was Duran asked to bunt? They were talking about this on the broadcast.
Good question.
I don't know.
I don't know either. With him, you can't rule anything out. But if Cora were there and they bunted back-to-back and it blew up in his face, I'd throw that in Cora's face. And trust me, I was ready to say, if our guy, Roman Anthony, or Trevor Story came through because Romy Gonzalez was intentionally walked. So his bases loaded, 1 out. And they got second and third because Duran bunted up after Hamilton bunted for a base hit. I go, well, wow, they played small ball. They got 2 runs. They go to win. This is why Vasquez greater than Cora. That move wound up not working out because Anthony and Story couldn't come through. But, yeah, wild game last night. More of the same. Twitch chat is saying, oh, Jones, I thought they lost because of Rafi Devers. They lost games like this with Devers all the time.
They lost a ton of games with Rafael Devers. What are you talking about?
This is how they've been losing for years. Running into outs, which, by the way, Devers did the other day in San Francisco. Running into outs, can't make plays in the field, which Devers didn't make for years.
Yep.
Not coming through in clutch spots, which Devers admittedly was better at than most of the guys on this roster. This has been the Red Sox, no matter who the players are, this has been the Red Sox hallmark now for years. But Walker Buehler today is the face of it.
Yeah, just terrible.
They go ahead 3-0, and I think it's underrated that Abreu ran into an out in the first inning because that could have been a 5-run. They really could have put the pressure on the Angels. Not that it mattered with P. Euler on the mound, but they really could have poured it on, and they ran into an out stupidly, again, in the first inning. But you're ahead 3-0, fine, no harm, no foul. First pitch, bomb, Zach Neto, who is killing them, by the way.
I think he's hit homered in his first at bat against the Red Sox every
game. He's killing them.
Nice.
I remember I said this when we were at Fenway. I'm like, Zach Neto's crushing you? And Nick's
Zach
like, well, he's actually a pretty good prospect. I was like, all right, well, in my face, I guess he is pretty good. Home run, first pitch. Whatever.
Yeah. Like, all right, settle down, Walker. Hey, that's all right. That's just one. That's just one, Walker. That's a good strike. You're all around the zone tonight. Actually, he wasn't. He was not around the zone.
He gets Shanwell to pop out to center.
Yeah.
Then he walks Mike Trout, which Middlebrooks didn't shut up about for like 3 innings. He's like, wow, they just gave Walker Buehler the call. I'm like, they could have given Walker Buehler 6 calls last night. He didn't have it,
no,
Brooksy.
It was not his night.
He didn't have it, but he was carrying on and on for like 4 innings about how he got screwed on the pitch to Trout.
Yep.
He walked Trout. He walked Taylor.
Stella apart and sleep on her back?
Sure does.
Hey, Brooksy, stand by. Is Walker Buehler the worst pitcher in the bigs?
Stella apart and sleep on her back?
You'd have to, yeah, well, you
put
put it that way.
Ward walks, so it's first and second, 1 away. Darno pops out. So 2 outs. Okay, here we go, Buehler.
I can't believe Darno's still in the majors.
Me
either.
Anyway. Joe Adell, single, run scores.
Joe Adell.
He then hits Wade. Who's Wade Jr.? Whoever he
Dwayne
is.
Wade?
he hits him. Okay, so bases juiced. Then he walks Rengifo with the bases loaded.
Ooh, good pronunciation on Rengifo, Joe.
Why? Yeah, hey, look.
How about that?
Look, who watched?
You're not pronouncing it.
Who watched the game last night? I don't know who Wade is, but I watched the game last night. He then walked Moore with the bases loaded. Back-to-back walks. It goes
Charlie
from
Moore.
up 3-0 to down 4-3. He then hits Neto with a pitch. 5-3. Gets Shanwell to pop out. Somehow he tiptoes through the next couple of innings, doesn't give up any more runs. But Walker Buehler, his line score for the Red Sox last night.
How'd he do?
Not great. 4 innings, 5 earned.
Yeah.
Ooh, good strikeout to walk ratio, though. He struck out 7 and walked 3. Oh, wait, that's backwards. He walked 7. Struck out 3. 3 hits and a bomb, 94 pitches, ERA now 6.29. That's Walker P. Euler.
That lineup stinks, too. Like, you go through the names, it's not very good. They're in the bottom half of the league in scoring, no surprise. Because Mike Trout's not even having a great year. So you have Mike Trout and just like a bunch of dudes. I know Neto's killing him. And Nick's saying he's a good prospect, so I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But like the rest of that lineup is like that is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, most of the guys are hitting like right around like 200 or so. And so yeah, that kind of performance where you've already lost 2 games in a row. The Angels are one of the teams below you in the standings. Talk about the importance of just piling up series wins, right? You're not going to sweep. You're not going to win 10 in a row or anything crazy, but just pile up these wins, series wins going into the All-Star break. Kind of force the hand of Breslow and the Red Sox to buy in on this team, use some of the money they freed up by trading Devers to invest in this season. But you're 40-40, you're falling out of the wild card race, and like these winnable games, you're just kind of coughing up over the last 2 nights.
And then
so now like it's almost like a must win today with Crochet, right? It's sort of it becomes that,
yeah.
And then like now Richard Fitz is going to be pitching for the series potentially. Like, good Lord.
So you look at the manager, too. Like, what does he do? We already talked about Duran running into the out, but here's the inning in the 5th.
Oh, yeah, this is nice.
They're down a run, 5-4. Duran leadoff double. We talked about it. Cracks it right off the glove, slides into second, actually overslides second again, clearly learned nothing.
Yep.
Abraham Toro grounds out to shortstop. Duran stands there like a statue.
He's
trying
like,
to throw out the shortstop. Fields it cleanly.
Yeah.
Beats him to third. Toro, like a moron, tries to get to second base. Okay? Cora comes out and has an issue with it. He challenges the play. In real time, I didn't even get what he was challenging, to be honest.
He's having the conversation. It was kind of funny because he went out there, talked to him, and then walked back and put his hands behind his back. He's like, all right, you guys discuss it. Let's see if you guys all feel the same way.
You guys are going to get this one right.
Well, the rule is you can't block the bag.
Correct.
And the bag was blocked.
It was.
Yeah.
So good challenge by Cora, didn't win it. He then proceeded to lose his mind.
Yeah, he was running also pretty hot.
Now, as we've come to find out, it's the same ump from a year ago that made a similar blown call against the Red Sox. So Cora has a track record here with this ump.
These umps, I'm telling you, get rid of them.
But 2 days in a row, Cora's been ejected. 2 days in a row, he's been ejected on plays involving Jarren Duran. So I wonder, is he specifically going to bat for a specific player? Is he feeling that the season's about to slip away and he's losing his mind? Is he worried about his job security?
Yeah.
What is it? But this is the same manager who didn't show a pulse in the first day. Even Dave O'Brien. Dave O'Brien's there on the broadcast on Nessa, and he's like, boy, kind of a shocker. No one's up out there in the bullpen.
Yeah.
And Cora's just sitting there in a coma.
The
in
always
the first
critical
inning,
Dave O'Brien.
watching Buehler walk a guy, hit a guy, walk a guy. And even O'Brien's like, maybe get somebody up there, Cora. Maybe snap out of it.
Yeah.
And then Cora proceeds to lose his mind over what was probably a bad call by the umpires, but not worth losing your mind over in the middle of a game where your team is down 1 run. What the hell's going on there?
Yeah, because it was, it was a missed call, but it was also horrible base running by 2 guys on your team. You know what I mean?
They're both idiots.
Both terrible. And, if anything, it was more, I guess, defending Toro in a way than even Duran. But it was a play involving Duran. So he runs out there and then just pitches a fit. And then he's like, all right, I've already gone too far. I'm just going to lose my mind and leave. And so he's had a terrible season. There's no other way around it. We're Walker Buehler, terrible season. Alex Cora, terrible season. Jarren Duran, terrible season.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but
especially
terrible, and it's getting worse by the day.
It is.
Yeah.
And the expectations were higher for him than the other guys. As much as I thought Walker Buehler could be good, I thought Jarren Duran was going to be right back again in the MVP conversation. I was like, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he be like he was last year? Well, I don't know why, but he isn't. He's nowhere near in the field, on the base paths, at the plate. That's been a big problem because he set the tone for the whole team last year, and they probably got as much out of it as they could. They weren't overly talented. They finished 500, and there you go. So you thought by adding all these players, because that's what's alarming. We did the Top 5 Friday last week of our just current Red Sox.
Yeah, I'd like to retract Duran.
Well, you had Duran on yours. Yeah, you got to get him off. But I had 4 new guys, and actually 5. And I know Meyer's in a slump, and he's not hitting right now, so maybe I should revise my list. But I had 5 guys that weren't even on the team last year. So you're thinking, all right, if you're 500 last year and you add 5 players, and I know Bregman's hurt, and that's part of it, but you would think you'd be a lot better. The problem is a lot of the guys that have returned aren't up to snuff. And Cora's even on that list, too. Your manager hasn't been as good.
So, day by day, they're now 3-4 since the Devers trade. I looked this up. The Giants play last night?
They were off.
Okay, so they're still 500. You're 3-4 since the Devers trade. And they're in the exact same spot they've been the last few years at the deadline.
Oh, yeah.
2 of which were Chaim Bloom. Last year was Breslow. But basically, you're right around 500 again. You got 1 foot in the door to buy, 1 foot out the door to sell. They've already moved on from Devers, which I think wasn't a pure selling move. There was more to it.
Yeah, they're a game and a half out.
Okay. Yesterday, we told you that The Athletic had their top 30 candidates to move. Duran was one. Today, another list comes out. Jeff Passan, along with Kiley McDaniel at ESPN, have their list.
Okay.
Number 1 top trade candidate in baseball.
Who do we got?
Alex Bregman.
Bregman?
Currently hurt. Third baseman for the Boston Red Sox. Passan says,
if they trade Bregman.
Okay, well, here's the thing. And look, I'm if there's any chance they trade him, he should be on the list, but he puts the chances at 10%. So it's a long shot that he moves.
Okay, but that's higher than you'd like.
It
should be 0.
Thank you. It should be 0. So 10, Passan's not telling you he's going to move, but he is saying that, well, number 1, he's having a great year. Number 2,
can you imagine if you start the year with Devers and Bregman, and then you get to the All-Star break and you have neither guy,
and you trade Devers because he was pissed that you signed Bregman.
This is like 2 third basemen. Now you're like, let's get rid of both. This is like, remember this is
well, you found Marcelo Meyer though.
Remember when the Phoenix Suns back in the day had Eric Bledsoe, Isaiah Thomas, and Goran Dragic, and they're like, they can't play well together. They traded all 3 of them, and you're like, don't you want to keep one of those guys?
Right,
they're all pretty good.
I'd hold on to one of
them.
them.
Like, they don't play well together. We need to trade all of them, and that's what they end up doing with Bregman and Devers.
Okay, so they almost need to keep Bregman. Just to save face, they have to keep Bregman. Although with Henry, you never know. He's like, oh, he could save more salary. Great.
Number $40 million off the books.
Bregman could be gone at the end of the year anyway.
Number 2, he could opt out. That's true. You'd much rather have him opt out than trade him for the optics of it.
But if you trade him, he's not coming back here.
No.
I mean, I guess technically he could, but like he's not going to.
Number 2 on the list. All of baseball. Not just these aren't Red Sox trade candidates. These
30
are
teams still?
32? 50 on this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 30 baseball teams.
30 teams.
Yeah.
So a lot of ball players.
A lot of ball players.
Yeah.
Bregman 1, Duran 2.
Oh, good Lord. Come on. They're the only team that's like teetering on the playoffs? There's a million teams that are teetering.
Okay.
How come the bottom teams don't have guys on this list?
Good question.
Because they have the good players.
Give me Brent Rooker.
Some of the rest of the top 10, in case you want some names to file away the Red Sox could acquire.
Is Osuna one of them?
Sandy Alcantara, Freddie Peralta, Eugenio Suarez, Seth Lugo, Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Josh Naylor, basically the entire Diamondbacks team. Ryan O'Hearn,
the Snakes.
Marcel Ozuna.
All right.
He is on the list.
So give me Osuna. Give me some of those Snakes.
Number 13, Emmanuel Clase.
Oh, I got the jersey already.
I've heard.
Get me Emmanuel Clase.
Scrolling.
Gas.
Number 18 on the list. Oh, by the way, Duran is a 25% chance of trade. So low.
25%.
But again, still like higher than I would have thought.
1 out of 4?
1 out of 4 chance he moves, according to Passan and McDaniel.
Gut feeling right now. Do you think Duran's here here all year?
I'm still leaning yes, but the Carabas stuff shook me a little bit yesterday. No. If Carabas is stabbing him in the back,
he gone.
Look out.
He gone.
Aroldis
Thank you,
Chapman
Hawk.
checks in at number 18.
Good God. These are all their best players.
35% chance of trade. And then one that I would drive to Logan right this second, Walker Buehler. Number 28
You're not
on the
getting
list.
Anything for that guy. Just get rid of him.
Watch this. Best fits.
Richard Fitz.
Dodgers, Cubs. So you want to do a Mount Rushmore of Fitz? That's dangerous. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. No.
Several.
Yeah.
Several ideas.
That's an off-air one.
You're not going to want to hear this, but no, go ahead.
Best fits. Dodgers, Cubs, Astros, Blue Jays, Padres. He's going to go back to the Dodgers and crush it. I can already see it coming. But anyway, I drive him to Logan.
Yeah.
Walker Buehler. So here's the takeaway. They keep teetering like they are. They're gonna go into full-blown tear it down sell mode.
This is awful.
What
is that going to be like? That's a long 2 months.
2 days ago, they were in a playoff spot. Two days ago. All they had to do was take the series from the Giants. They had momentum. Now it feels like it's all gone and they're ready to burn the thing down.
Can they trade Cora?
You probably could.
Can you trade him?
You can trade a manager, right? Does that happen?
I think you can.
You can definitely trade an NFL coach and an NBA coach.
Wasn't like Lou Piniella and Randy Wynn in a trade at some point?
Yeah, that sounds right. I want to say.
I feel like Craig Counsell got traded.
Yeah. Maybe.
From the Cubs?
Did Madden get
All right,
traded?
let's see. AI overview. Yes.
Joe
MLB
Madden.
managers can be traded, although it's not a common occurrence.
Give me a list, Gemini. You got a list? You got names? Name names.
Let's see.
Name names.
Examples.
Great.
Ozzie Guillen.
Nice.
The White Sox released Guillen and the Marlins signed him, sending the White Sox 2 minor leaguers as compensation.
Okay.
So that's a trade. John Farrell.
Did the Red Sox
Blue
trade
Jays
for Farrell?
traded John Farrell to the Red Sox.
That's what
How
we should
dumb
have.
are we?
That's one we should have known.
From Mike Aviles and David Carpenter.
Can they trade managers?
Who won the trade?
Red Sox
Happy
did
Mike
it.
Aviles,
Yeah,
right?
Happy Mike Aviles.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, that was the guy. Wasn't that the guy that Bobby Valentine taught to catch a fly ball?
Makes sense.
He's like, you're not doing it right. You got to get under the ball. Then Lou Piniella. Yeah, you're right. Lou Piniella. The Mariners allowed Lou Piniella to become the Devil Rays manager. The Mariners received Randy Wynn.
Billy
From the clouds.
Just random enough for me.
Former random ball player.
Randy Wynn.
Yeah,
he was on there.
Yeah, stay tuned for that in the grab bag at 1:30.
So, yeah, what do you think Alex Cora could go for? You trade Alex Cora for a modern-day Randy Wynn? I'm doing it.
Oh, if I could get
I'm doing it every
You're
time.
not getting Randy Wynn. You're not getting Randy Wynn in return for this guy.
What about Mike Aviles and David Carpenter?
Maybe something more like that.